We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rockin' with the team. I heard you rockin' with the team.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rockin' with the team. I heard you rockin' with the team. Tune into the podcast.
Serious talks, but all that.
I feel like that bar is like the most important part of it, you know, tune into the podcast.
Yeah.
I gotta tune in.
Serious talks, but all laughs. Like we just
all
chilling.
laughs.
What's good, y'all? I'm Roy.
And it's Jeremiah.
We back at it again with another episode. We got to do better.
Thank you for tuning in.
Damn, we getting along in numbers.
Oh yeah, bro, it's just gonna keep going.
Said week by week. And eventually we gonna get a couple double headers or whatever. But how you feeling today? Like let's get like a temperature check. That's kind of what I want to start off with.
Yeah, you know,
like how are you feeling? This, I guess let me frame it. Let me frame it a little better because I wanted to do this weeks ago. Like probably last month I brought it up to y'all, and because this was inspired by where I got it from, Brandon Marshall over on I Am Athlete. And then I heard the concept somewhere else, and I was like, "Yo, that is a good concept just to start a conversation."
Like the weekly check-in.
Yeah. Well, that's later in the day. But I'm just we just gonna spark this on with the how are you feeling? Scale of 1 to 10.
Oh,
like,
that's what
like,
they do on the regular.
Yeah. Like so I'm like, yeah, that's something that I feel like we should bring into here. It don't have to be on camera all the time, but just in general. It's always good to get a feel for how the people around you are feeling. Scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing in like different aspects of your life? So personally, with you and your relationships, with your family or whatever, business wise, like podcast or job wise, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, because that's the biggest part is how are you feeling mentally? Scale of 1 to 10.
I feel like it's important, like, you know, that we take the time to check up on each other and like do that, because when you don't check up on somebody, you don't know what they're going through. That little, yo, how you doing? Giving them that quick minute to like reflect and like self-evaluate themselves, it helps a great deal. People will not admit to it, but it does help. You know, so you want me to answer those questions, or you just
I feel like we should sparkle with that. Cause my fault. Cause a lot of times, bro, when we talk to each other, we'll either say some good news or some bad news, but there's not no regular just check in. Yo, how are you doing right now?
It's funny.
I gotta come to you when I want to tell you something. When I gotta tell you something good or tell you something bad, instead of yo, like, how you doing? Just you ain't asking me. Just yo, how you doing?
Know, it's crazy. It's like but the dynamic we have is a little different though, because like, you know, me, we talk about good and bad and like the middle ground, everything. But like, there's some people that they only speak to each other when it's bad news, not even good news, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I got a few of my friends, like. One of my friends, he got a promotion like a year ago. He got into a new tax bracket, and he called me as he was signing his paperwork, and he was telling me, he was like, "Yo, bro, like, I'm about to do this," and that made me really happy, because it's like you rarely will get those calls, like, you know, when
something
it's
is
good news, when it's something good, when it's something good going on. It's always a call when it's like, "Yo, I'm down bad." Oh, yo, I need, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like checking in, regardless of the situation.
Yeah, like on a normal basis. So
yeah,
that also keeps you grounded, because you know that there's somebody there for you that's listening, or that's just there for
there's
you.
somebody there to catch you at the bottom.
That's a fact. Yeah. Oh, that's an old joke that go back. Like, that go way back.
Oh yeah. I'm saying. So it's like,
but yeah, 1 to 10, where you at? Well, you could pick whatever section you want to start with. Then I just retaliate on how I'm feeling.
As far as I say, 1 to 10 overall, I like a 7.
7.
Yeah.
7 overall.
Yeah.
And where would you say like where you lacking mostly? Where would that be? What aspect? That'd be like, you mentally you just not there, or is it you not where you want to be personally, or you not where you want to be financially, business wise? Where your head at? Because you never really know what's going on in someone's head unless you ask them. So I'm actually genuinely curious right now.
You know, business wise and stuff like that, there's a few things that like we put it into motion that like I'm not gonna speak on yet, but you know, we gonna get there. I did have that job decline me earlier in the week, so it's like, you know, not too happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But
So what was it? What's the number that you would put for that?
out of 10,
Out of 10, yeah.
7, bro.
7.
Yeah,
Just
7,
mid,
7.
not crazy,
7,
not peak.
Yo, listen, the way I see it, just because God woke me up this morning, everything's going all right. I have wealth, health, and all that.
You're absolutely right.
Automatically out of 5.
You're absolutely right.
No matter how you feeling, you automatically out of 5. If you have all of that, those low things, you'll
Yeah.
jump out of 5.
You don't got to
So
worry
it's
about
that 5 through 10
Mhm.
that should never even be something that should be up for, unless you know you in those really
yeah.
tough situations, then you can dig into that.
Yeah, you're right.
Off jump, I'm always because it's like, bro, we don't have a bad situation. Well, yeah, we don't have a bad situation. There's people that always have it worse than us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like off that, then I'll put how I'm feeling. I factor everything else in, and I add that. That's why I said like a 7.
Yeah.
It's
Because truthfully, to tell you the truth, from my opinion, bro, like a no, that just mean that wasn't even for you. So don't even be stressed over something like that. You know what I'm saying? And again,
I'm loaded up, bro. I'm charged up.
you already got that. You on to the
Cool.
next situation, next
bro.
plan.
It ain't even anything, bro. But enough about me. What's
Like,
up with you, bro?
For me, I mean, obviously, podcast wise, I feel like right now, honestly, I think we had a 8 right now. Like there's potential for us to be at the 10 that we want to be, but there's a couple things that like a little friction that goes on with us, or just some things that we could do more that we're not, that hasn't clicked yet, but slowly but surely, I see the progress. So I'm gonna put us at a strong 8.
Strong 8.
I'll give us a strong 8, and then
8.5.
yeah, we ain't there. Yeah, we give
You
that.
said strong 8. Strong 8 is at 8.5, bro.
I give it 8.5. I think we doing good, but
so we at an 8. Then don't say
there's-
strong 8.
but there's more to be done. I think obviously with me, I just got a new job offer, so I'm with that I'm feeling pretty good. So I would say that aspect I'm almost a 10, almost the best. Like, you know,
Almost a 10.
I'm at a good situation, you know, because everything's personal for that person. So for me, compared to where I was, that's a major step.
So
And then afterwards, it would be comparison. You know, like, so
Okay,
compared to where I was, I would be almost at a 10.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all right, I'm gonna let you rock.
And then I think personally, with like, I guess you family and everything. Family's been good. Like, girl, everything's running real smooth. So I'm happy about that. I would number that at I'm probably a good 9 also. You know, like lately I've been putting a little bit more effort into having certain conversations with my family, and having more deeper conversations.
I'll say I agree. I've been doing the same.
Because you know, a lot of time you put your family's most important, but you put them on the back burner.
Oh yeah, because like, you know, you used to them always being around.
Yeah.
Like, we don't take that time to, like, you know, have those conversations. And one thing I will say, speaking on family, it made me realize I started to like develop closer relationships with my parents, and it's like when I was away like a week or two ago, and I was at our friend's crib, and I was on the phone with my mom just chopping it up, and he walked past and he was like, "Oh, that's dope. Like, you know, you can really talk to your mom for like 20, 30 minutes just talking."
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but I was like, yeah, you know what? You right. Because, like, there was a point where I couldn't do that. Or, like, I wouldn't.
You wasn't thinking about to do it. You just like, going through the motions. Like, oh, I got my mom. My mom here. She's here. She's supposed to be here.
So it's like, you know, now it's like we get to the point where it's like, you know, time to time, I would sit there. I'd have those conversations. We would just talk for like 20, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just chopping it up. Even with my pops, too. It's like, you know, I started to pick his brain about certain things. Like, I started to, like, understand him more, ask more questions, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like doing those things within a family
that makes you grow. Like, like in my family, this been building up for months. Just like things that we doing, just like having family savings, like savings plans or whatever like that. But But now we're getting more things done around the house that we all collectively like. Oh, this would be the next thing that we do. And we had these conversations like in one room together. Oh, what's the next thing to do? What's the next thing to do? Like actually, this weekend we about to have a whole family gut the whole house type of thing. Like we about to buy a big dumpster. Like you know them industrial dumpsters, them big ones like the construction ones. Yeah, everything must go. Like that's the type of time we on. But again, that was a family like decision. Collectively, we just got together and we did that. So I feel good about my relationships with obviously my girl. Friendship is always gonna be good. Always gonna be love. Checking in, you know. Well, yeah, with this podcast, we straight, you know, growing always. Well, how you feeling mentally? Is your mental where it could be mental like tired? Are you fatigued? Are you feeling a little stressed? Or how you feeling with that 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
If I had to give you a number right now, you giving me a 6 vibe. I don't know.
Yeah, just about. I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like this month, like March, April, is like an emotional month for me off the fact that like I done had 3 people pass away in the last 3 years of my life. Like
so
these months, like
it's just been
rough. Yeah, so it's like I'll be good, whatever the case is, but like just in your spirit, you'll feel it. Like it's just that pain, that remembrance, and then it's like I'm just in a point where I'm trying to figure things out. So I say like a 7.
Right.
7 is just trying to mentally stay right, keep my head up because I'm always had that +5 because that +5 goes to God.
You alive, yeah. Cause and when you get low, you always gotta remember that there's always gonna be them ups. That's right at the end of whatever situation that you're feeling, whatever anxiety that you got going on. Like the uptrend is coming. You just got to stay patient, stay positive, and, keep pushing through it. I ain't going front. Mentally, I've been everywhere. To me, I'm like busy. It's almost like a productive busy. There's a lot going on. So like whether I gotta go to the school, then I gotta go talk to this job thing, then I gotta go handle grad school, then I got 2 jobs, so now I'm running back and forth. But in terms like physically, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm probably at a 6, cause me doing all of this running around, what I'm doing, being productive or doing things that I want to get done and that I put a priority on, it come at a cost when I start sacrificing my sleep.
Remember a few months back when you was laughing at me, you thought everything was a joke, and when I was telling you that like you gonna understand at one point, and I feel like you starting to understand.
Yeah,
like everything comes at a cost.
Yeah,
and like since you didn't see the price I was paying, you thought it was a joke.
So for these last 2 months,
I've been paying the price.
I've been bro. Physically, I can show up, but
mentally it's different, bro.
Mentally it's like, yo, I'm sluggish. I'm getting it done, but afterwards I'm like, yo, I gotta go crash. I gotta try to fit in a nap, cause it's not that it's like I'm putting too much on my plate, and it's also when you like, oh, like you're doing a lot for money. I don't need the second job right now, but I'm staying with it for now just to stack up to be where I want to be financially, and everything is coming at a cost, and now I'm seeing it right now in front of me. I'm like, yo, damn, it's costing me time with just hanging out with my girl, because now I'm like, yo, I'm tired, or doing certain things, like, or you know what I'm trying to say. So it's like I'm a little spread thin, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm actually almost done with my second job, so we're gonna retire that real quick. Then we gonna enter this new phase of my life. So mentally, physically, I feel like I'm at a 6, cause I'm just tired all the time. But I'm also a little bit mentally strong to where I know that I know where the finish line is. So I'm like, I'm just working to it.
That's what we do. You gonna push through that, bro. It doesn't matter. And I'm gonna tell you that because of the fact that when you have a goal and you have a vision in your mind, and
Yeah.
like you have an idea or a picture of something that you want to get done, no matter
And
what
that's
the
what that
price is,
I was just about to say. That's what makes it easier,
it's
because I know I'm near the end of one chapter, and I know what the prize is. I'm like, oh yeah, I could easily hold it down for another 30 days of me
no,
grinding.
bro. Let me
That's
tell you
about it.
something. One thing I learned, like when you want something and you like want to do it, bro, like no matter the difficulty of it, bro, there's gonna be a point where you're gonna be in a situation and you step out the situation like a month past after the situation already occurred and you evaluate the situation like, yo, wow, I was really doing X, Y, and Z. Like
Yeah.
I could go back to 2 years ago. Yeah. 2019. I was still in school.
Hmm.
We was finishing up. I was finishing up college. I just got promoted, so now I was a manager. So I had to manage a store. I had a big responsibility.
Yeah.
I was a full-time student. I was taking 18 credits at that point. And on top of that, I was dealing with a death in my family right around the same time.
So you had a lot to
And
play.
I had all of that on my plate, and I was just getting through it, just doing it. Cause I'm like, this is what I gotta do. This is what we do,
Yeah.
So I didn't take the time to step back and really allow myself to grieve or nothing like that. So like probably 4 or 5 months later, I was looking back at the situation. I'm like, yo, damn, like if somebody told me, oh, this is the situation I'm gonna be in, I would tell you, I don't think I can handle that. I was like, yo, I don't like that. Doesn't sound like something that
that you can handle, but you did.
But when you in that situation, you have an end game, you have a vision. Like I knew I needed to run that store. I knew I needed to finish school. I needed that GPA. I needed all these
You
things.
needed it, and you got it.
So
you
it was like,
done.
despite what I was dealing with, tunnel vision. It was like, I had to stay on tune with that. So
And kind of like how we said last episode, we got to give ourselves credit for what we have accomplished, what we have been doing.
yeah,
So
bro.
that's hats off to you for just being alive and being like, yo, you know what? Back
Yeah,
another day at the
son.
office coming in, because I know you didn't feel like shooting today. Even when
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
tired, we like, yo, either way, it gotta get done.
You know
we
what's
fighting
the
through
saying
it.
I heard, bro?
What?
I don't remember where I heard it from. I heard it from mad people. I don't even know. And it was just like those days that you don't want to do it, that day that you don't feel like doing it. When you do it, that's the most rewarding day, because that's the time. Those days that I don't feel like it, that's the difference maker. That's the day that you're gonna have the most production. You're gonna have the most growth, because you're going against the grain at that point.
Yeah, that strain.
Yeah, son. So it's one of those things, But at the end of the day, none of that really matters unless you allow it to matter.
Yeah.
So
And,
mind over matter, bro.
I feel like for the viewers that's listening and watching, things like these, the little quick, yo, how you feeling 1 to 10, like financially, how you feeling 1 to 10, personally, spiritually, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are some things that you probably should check in with the people that's close to you, with your family members, with your significant others, with your friends, just to see where they at, because you never really know unless you ask. And we should probably stop waiting for us to have good news to tell somebody, or how we doing, or have somebody tell us good news or bad news to contact them. Or, you know what I mean? Like, we should always have that a fluid line of communication, or at least a regular line of communication. That way, that there's always someone that's there to listen, or somewhere you could bounce an idea off of. And that kind of gets me going into the next point, which is similar to this, just checking up on somebody, but actually now having that one person or
It's
group
funny
of
'cause
people.
I was just about to say, like, that goes into check and balances. So it literally plays into what you're about to say. Like, it's always good to check on people, but there's always two sides of it, right? So you need to be able to establish that line of communication. I feel like it's important. People need to have at least 3 people. If you have one, good. But, like, always try to have at least 3 people where it's like, you can always, like, it's a safe space. Like, you could check in. Like, you could, like, bounce ideas off each other, as far as, like, when I say ideas, not even, like, little stuff, like emotional ideas. Like, as far as, like, yo, I'm not having a good day. Yo,
Well,
bro,
let me get your opinion on this. I'm going through this. Yo,
it's a
you think I
tough
should
day.
do?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you going through that, and you have those people that are there to be able to provide you with. What you about to say?
Like last week, I had to
Yeah.
ask for your opinion on, yo, how you think I should go about this situation,
Oh, yeah,
because
bro.
or whatever. And you was like, yo, this is the best way that you should go about it. And I was like, I bet, good looking, boom.
See, yeah.
Handle it with the perspective. I didn't use my eyes, I used your eyes, and I was like, all right, let me go do it this way, boom, and it worked out good.
It's funny because, like, think about it, bro. A lot of times when you're in this situation, it's harder for you to have a clear, calm mind. Because, like, when I thought of that solution, I was in a situation, so I was able to look at it all cylinders. If I was in
Yeah.
that solution, my emotions
you would
probably would have been
think something
tangled. I
different,
probably
yeah.
wouldn't be able to think that clear, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very important, like, to
To have someone else have another pair of eyes that's looking at the side of you, that's looking behind you, that's looking
but
further past what you're doing.
Also, disclaimer, be very careful. Just because you got somebody don't mean they good. You need to be able to understand it. And, like, you know, RP DMX, you know, we, like, a lot, this video was probably, like, it's an old video that he shot, but, you know, it just resurfaced, and it's like, you know, pay attention to people and trust them to be who they are, you know? See the kind of people they are, understand that, don't try to change the kind of person they are, respect that, and, you know, you have to go with that, because if you try to paint somebody to be better than what they are, or, like, you know, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
they make better judgment than what they do, and you trying to go with their judgment.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, bro. We got acquaintances and we got people that we cool with that, like, you know, I rock with you, but as far as
But that's
your
not someone
judgment
that
call,
you can't confide in them all the time. Yeah, I know what
you
you
can't
mean.
confide in them all the time, and it's like, if I'm at a fork in the road and I need help making a decision, I'm not calling you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you calling your go-to, your go-to people. Yeah.
So I feel like people make those mistakes all the time. We need to be very careful with the kind of people that, like, we decide that we allow to be those fork in the road people. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, you know, you got that fork in the road person, and it's like they don't make the best decisions for themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you supposed to, like, you know?
You gotta have someone that's on the same level of thinking, that want to go to the same place towards, like
Similar goals,
yeah, as where you want to
like-minded.
go. And then also you gotta make sure that they are brutally honest with you. There's no bias when they give you something, and it's for your benefit, not for
Oh
them
yeah,
to, you know.
you know, it's very funny. I will say, growing up, I did used to receive a lot of feedback, negative sometimes, because I wasn't a biased friend. I was one of those friends that's like, if you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. I don't care. You know, I'm gonna tell you. It's not I'm gonna pick your side. Wrong is strong. We doing Nah. It was like, if I felt like what you was doing was wrong, or if I feel like you wrong, I'm gonna hit you and be like, yo, it's not valid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then some people used to, like, you know, some people are like, oh, you're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be agreeing with me.
Yeah, be like, nah, that's not what I'm supposed to do. You asking for my opinion, and I'm actually telling you. So let's I guess let me specify what I was saying. What like checking in with someone. There should always be someone that you said, how you said it, the fork in the road person.
Mm-hmm.
But now and how we said have a weekly like just checking in how you feeling. If more people actually strategically planned out a day that they decompress with somebody, and have an accountability partner on, yo, this is what I went through this week. These are my wins, these are my losses. Like this is what happened during the week. Yo, this is a good idea that I thought about, or this is something that you know what I'm trying to say, like a weekly thing, to where that you holding me accountable for something that I said I'm gonna do. Yo, I need to work on this. I need to work on that. I guess what's an example?
Oh, I got you. It's like, you know, for example, say I told you, oh, I'm gonna go clean my attic this week, right? Just because of the fact that I told you that, now in the back of my mind, it's like, damn, I don't feel like doing this, but I told him I'm gonna do it.
And that's if I hold you accountable. And if we had the system of, oh yeah, last week you told me you was gonna clean your attic. How you doing on that goal?
Yeah.
And
so,
now
like,
you gotta let me know, did you end up doing that? And if you didn't do it, now you gotta tell me why you didn't do it. Because I think when there's consequences, or when you have to give an account to someone,
you gotta report to somebody else. It's
is
like,
you don't want to let them down, so you go do it. A lot of times we give ourselves the excuses. Oh no, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired. So you justify in your own mind why not to do something. But if you tell somebody else that you're gonna do something, now the pressure's on, and now you're like, no, I gotta do it. That's a lot of times why I say some of the things I say on the podcast, on the air, because it forced me to do it, and that's the
It's tough.
accountability. Like y'all are my
For
accountability.
example, we gonna run it back. I don't remember the exact episode number. It was 2 particular episodes. We had an episode where this guy over here was like, I'm gonna come up with a song, blah blah blah, and he had to come up
And
with
I
a song.
had to. I had to, or I was not a man of my word.
And that boy went in the studio and he dropped the song.
And we got it done.
Yeah, it's on our Instagram page. Check that out.
That's a fact.
But also, hey, y'all trying to sign my unreleased artists, y'all gotta talk to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
nah, it's WGDB the label.
WGDB the label, WGDB. But nah, going back to that though, I feel like that accountability is very important because a lot of the time you'll have friends that will allow you to sink your own ship and like make mistakes or do whatever, and it's gonna get a point where you're gonna start becoming aware of your own mistakes, and it's like, yo, for example, remember, when people used to get those bad haircuts? We ain't gonna talk about my flat top in high school. listen,
that buzz cut was different.
Listen. Point is, it didn't matter. I could never be like, oh, nobody said nothing to me. Because at the end of the day, you was the one person that was like, yo,
I told you you had a bad haircut.
like,
I'm like, bro, that cut is not good, bro.
Like, yo, bro, that cut is not valid.
And it wasn't me.
Cut it.
It wasn't me trying to clown you though.
Listen, I don't care what he's saying, because in that time, in the time I was living, I was still good in the books, so it didn't even matter. He said it wasn't valid because he was looking at the bigger picture. Eventually I got the picture, but but it didn't matter because of the fact that at the end of the day, I was like, I was doing something. He held me accountable. He's like, yo, bro, I'll be honest with you, it's not valid. I didn't see it in hindsight, but as I got older, I reflect on it. I was like, yo,
Yeah, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I finally cut that.
It's a bad.
Nah, that is funny.
But so
But I think we're gonna take a break and then we're
gonna get to that. There we go.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rocking with the team. I heard you rocking with the team.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rocking with the team. I heard you rocking with the team. Tune into the podcast. Serious talks for all laughs.
Push positivity on the broadcast. Real, Roy.
Don't forget Jeremiah.
The content we cover is straight fire. Came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rocking with the team. I heard you rocking with the team. Are you rocking with the team? You better be rocking with the team.
And for when you have a accountability partner, that person should answer a couple like key questions. Like they should answer. Oh, you should be asking them like what are my strengths? Like how can I improve? Like I guess a very important one would be like, what is one thing that I do that is basically sabotaging myself? And like one thing I could stop doing that'll basically benefit me the most. But the crazy thing is, a lot of people probably won't even ask those questions because they really don't want to know the answers.
It's crazy because most of the time people know the answer,
but they wouldn't ask it though.
Oh yeah.
No one really want to know how they're self-sabotaging themselves. Like to hear it from someone else from an outside perspective.
Okay.
That like hurts their ego. So no, but someone that wanna improve and want to get better, and that will take constructive criticism. They'll ask that question because they actually want to know the answer. Because they want to fill in the gaps where they're lacking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you gotta remember also, one of the hardest things in life is being able to receive outside criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, not everybody has that innate ability to just understand that when you're getting criticized, it's not supposed to be viewed as an attack. It's more so like feedback so that you're able to be more aware of what you need to improve on.
Yeah, but now I'm basically saying some people should search for it. So if I ask you, don't answer this right now on because I feel like we couldn't do this and elaborate on a whole nother like episode. But me to ask you, yo, what is something that I'm doing that sabotages my you know what I'm saying, sabotages myself, or what is something that's blocking me from moving.
You know,
forward?
it's very funny if you actually think about it, bro. That's not even a question you asked me because I done told you a million times, like off the camera, like when we have conversations,
Yeah.
and that's part of having a good friend to like hold them accountable. It's like when you as a friend, when you see these things, and you see these actions in your friends, you see things that are self-sabotaging, or things that sabotage.
You have to let them know, like, yo, you're hurting yourself.
You should be the first person to address that because, like, all the time, off camera, me, actually, in fact, I'll bring up a situation. I don't know, Ian, if you want me to, with your brother. Remember, I was one of the first people when you wasn't.
You was like, yo, you gotta go straighten that out.
You gotta go get right. You know what I'm saying?
Then
so
I'm like, I bet, and then that's what I had to do.
Exactly.
Because not everything is all fun and games and it's gonna be sunshine. It's gonna be, yo, this is something serious, and I'm telling you this not to bring you down, but to actually bring you
up. Exactly.
Like, yo, this is what you're doing that's hurting you, and this is your blind spot, and I'm showing you your blind spot.
Yeah, and then I have some of my other friends. One thing I will say, I feel like it's important as friends. You need to be able to establish that boundary of no matter what kind of feedback I'm giving you, it's always gonna. You need to understand it's always gonna be with the intent of you elevating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I got one of my friends, Kadeem. You could ask him. I say some mean things, some harsh things, but at the end of the day, me and him both have to understand that when I'm coming to him with this or when I'm telling him certain things, it's only because of the fact that it's in the premise of I want him to do better. It's like, I'm trying to elevate him. And he do the same thing with me. You got your friends that
but y'all have that kind of like that
establishment.
Yo, like this is how we talk, but
yes,
it's really
understood. Like,
because it could always be like an underlying
misunderstanding.
Yeah, like you getting down. Like that you're kicking them down more instead of actually picking them up.
It's actually crazy. That's probably one of the people I'm the harshest too, because me and him have that understanding where it's like, yo.
So now y'all could get unfiltered, gloves is off.
Exactly. Like, so it's like to the point where it's like me and him will talk, and he's like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you're definitely right about certain things. It's like he'll tell me, we'll be arguing, like, yo, bro, I don't like the way you talk to me, but I understand
because it touches him because now he really feel like
he like, yo, there's been times he told me like, yo, bro, I don't like how you speak to me, or he be like, yo, I promise you, if it's somebody else that's talking to him that way, bro, it'd probably be a different conversation for them. So it's like he's like, yo, I don't like it. But I feel you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things I feel like you need to establish that. Like that establishment, that connection, that understanding needs to be made so that you can be able to check your friend and ask them these things and help them.
I think the most important thing is actually to just be open. Just to be open to hear something that's gonna that's gonna improve you.
Yeah.
Because you don't see your blind spots. They're blind spots for a reason. So you should be like, yo, what am I doing that's hindering me from advancing? Is there something about my attitude that I need to fix?
Believe it or not, though, you need to get to that point mentally.
Yeah, you got to get that within yourself to even ask that, and then then your friend has is obligated to give you a straightforward answer, not BS you around.
Once again,
that will lead you somewhere.
Can't reiterate that straightforward, genuine answer. It shouldn't be no sneak. This is no jabs. Also, you got to remember in this world, you're gonna find a lot of great people, but you're also gonna find a lot of people who aren't. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I done had some friends, some people I ain't call friends, associates.
You used to call friends.
That
friends.
I would hear certain remarks, and it was sideways remarks, and it's like, excuse me, and it made me realize, that's okay. That's an internal issue within themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Easiest thing you do, you distance yourself, you get out of there, because at the end of the day, if those people do not have your best interest and are not genuine, shouldn't be around.
And you could tell when someone being genuine and when they're not. Like when it comes to critiquing and yo, I'm helping you, bro. I'm really helping you, bro. But if it's only benefiting them, then you really not helping.
Yeah, exactly. So
If it's only picking up their ego or whatever, it's
exactly,
not really helping anybody. But if it's helping you, and now you can see from a different lens, like, oh, you're right, that would improve if I did do this, but a little different.
Exactly. And always try to like pay attention to the message that's being conveyed. Sometimes you'll have friends that will sit there and try to like say certain things, or they would only respond when you're not doing well. It's not like, there's people that they have those friends that like they clap for them only. I mean, they don't clap for them when they're doing good. They only there when they're doing bad.
Oh yeah, they pop up like, oh, you did this.
Yeah.
Oh, you did that.
No, it shouldn't be that way. So I feel like it's very important that you have that person that's going to provide you with the feedback, that's going to regulate you, keep you in check, and like, I hold you accountable. And you should be able to look for that, ask these questions, talking about, oh, what could I do to, do better? What's my downfall?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once you become aware of that, it only gets better from there.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. We basically covered everything, which is checking in should be something that's in your normal routine with the people that's close to you. Checking in, see how they doing, not just when they doing like when something's going wrong. Just checking in, like, oh, how you feeling mentally? How you feeling with your job situation or whatever? You want to talk to somebody, or scale of 1 to 10, what's going on like in your head, and vice versa. Or yo, I got this idea, and I'm gonna need you to hold me accountable through my journey because I can't do this alone. I need you,
bro. When you said that, I just thought about it. It reminded me of the gym. It's like a gym buddy.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to go to the gym by themselves, because of that same reason.
But if you go to the gym with someone else, you're almost always gonna go just because
you're gonna let them out rep you. Nah,
yeah, you gonna want that. But you gonna let them get dressed and be ready to go to the gym, and you're not gonna go. No, I'm not going today, bro.
Of course not.
Yo, you messing up the routine, so now you gotta go.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think just getting in an environment where there's people that constantly want to grow, constantly want to improve with you, and that hold you accountable, and that you hold them accountable. There's also like when you hold somebody else accountable. Now you're like, okay, like I'm watching their progress. Yep. I want to do more so people can watch my progress.
And it's funny you start
like,
to
you know how much
reflect, and it's like when you're coaching them on certain things, there's certain things that it's like, damn, I'm telling him this, so it's like, it's in your head too.
But
like,
it's like, you get happy to see your friend or your family member grow. You're like, yo, I'm growing. And then now you're like, oh yeah, I want someone to talk to me just the same way. But yeah, that's the end of this episode.
Also, as you guys know, we gonna take accountability also, because we had a conversation about taking accountability, and as you guys see, y'all's not fooling you. The video didn't get stuck; it's just the audio.
Yeah, that's tough.
So we gonna do better.
I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be accountable and let you know that that was 100% on me.
But it's all good. We a team at the end of the day, so we gonna take care of that.
Yo, cross your T's and dot your I's.
Yep.
See y'all next time. We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB. I heard you rocking with the team.